So the political talk right now is that Jeb Bush is inching towards a run. And you need to know that he would be a formidable candidate because there are a lot of political operatives and a lot of people with deep, deep pockets who are friends of and fans of George Herbert Walker Bush, the first Bush president, George W. Bush, his son, who was our 43rd president. There's a huge machine there, huge. And if he decides to run, believe me, it'd push Romney out of the race, if Romney is considering running, and it would be the party's wish. All right, here's our centrist, here's our moderate, here's our politically connected insider guy. So then it becomes a battle with him and Rand Paul and with Ted Cruz. So putting that aside for a minute, don't discount Jeb Bush, even though his numbers are in the tank right now with the small base numbers of the party. You know, the conservatives, the pro-lifers, they don't like him, but he would do well as a centrist. Here's the final icing. There was a man named Senator Jim King, God rest his soul. He was a very, very evil promoter of child killing, promoter of euthanasia, but he compromised in 2003 to allow Terri to live. He's the original author of the euthanasia bill in Florida. Strong proponent of euthanasia, but somehow he cracked in 2003. But in 2005, he withstood political pressure and got a group of Republican state senators to say, we're not going to save her life again this time. Jesse Jackson came down there. God bless him for his courage in that moment. And he was lobbying, he was fighting, and I was crying when I was sitting in the room with Jesse Jackson, because at least he had the guts to stand when so many Christian leaders, especially Catholic leaders, didn't stand. But I digress. Jim King was the state senator for Florida from the area where I lived. And I said, he's a Republican, by the way, and I said, I'm running against him. I ran against him in a primary and was a real threat. They spent over $1 million in a Republican primary for a state Senate race to beat me. Jim King pulled in every due bill he had. Lawyers groups were writing checks for $10,000, $20,000. They pummeled me. But Governor Jeb Bush, who fought to save Terri Schiavo, allegedly, he came out and endorsed Jim King. Jeb Bush endorsed the man who was the tip of the spear to see that she was dead in Florida politics. A year later, when I'm running against Jim King in a primary, Jeb Bush holds a press conference standing there at Jim King and endorses the leader of the efforts to murder Terri Schiavo by dehydration. Do you want that guy for your president? Could you trust a man who endorsed someone whose policies ended up killing an innocent woman?